Some say there's no place like home, but when you're sunning by the pool next to a lemon orchard, the Mediterranean Sea, and a 400-year-old villa, the truth is, there's no place like a home away from home.
Cheers! Cheers!
I'm Alison Kenworthy, and I've spent the past few years here at Homeworthy taking you inside some of the prettiest private homes on the planet. And now, in our newest series, my family and I will be opening the doors to the world's most extraordinary vacation villas and hotels, brilliantly designed spaces where you can actually stay.
Look, even the radiator is painted orange.
Yeah.
I love it. No detail is overlooked here.
This season, we'll take you on the road to our favorite sanctuaries in Jamaica, Switzerland, Italy, and California. But we're starting here in the heart of the Mediterranean, in Sicily.
And it's all from Mount Etna.
This is all from Mount Etna. All of this stone was probably dug out right here.
Thanks to our partnership with the Thinking Traveler, Europe's most prestigious villa rental company, we have the keys to two of their most incredible properties, both less than an hour drive from the city of Catania. These villas are run like luxury hotels. They have full staffs and top-tier chefs on site to ensure the experience surpasses even that of five-star hotels. I invited my parents to come along to help us watch the kids on our trip, but it looked like our 3-year-old son James was in charge of them. All kidding aside, we couldn't have taken this trip without their help. Vacation villas of this caliber are often enjoyed on very special occasions. In our case, the birthday of my husband Michael. As you can see, we have made ourselves right at home here. James is in his pajamas doing twirls in front of the fireplace. We've got mom and dad here who are helping to watch the kids, and we're celebrating Michael's big birthday dinners.
Happy birthday to you.
L'Olmo, nestled within a lemon orchard, has a garden that rivals Eden. You can pick exotic fruits right from the vine. It's been owned by the same family for over 400 years, filled with antiques from over the centuries.
All pieces are is collected. This one is from Venice, and this one, the pottery, the Sicilian.
Marina is the owner, and her warmth and hospitality is the stuff of legend.
Cheers, Marina. Thank you for having us.
With lavish lunches and dinners besides the fire, every meal feels like a timeless feast.
Ready, sit down?
Yes, this looks beautiful.
For centuries, her villa has been one of the finest Sicilian spots to celebrate birthdays and other family occasions. We'll discover the stories of each room and even meet the artist behind some of the masterpieces on its walls.
There is this huge painting, The Triumph of Death. I tend to do like positive subjects, and
Then we'll head off to the nearby Rocca estate to discover the new heights of Sicilian living.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much.
This is unbelievable.
Spectacular spot.
Sitting atop its own hill, this villa has stunning 360-degree views of the sparkling Ionian Sea and the famous lava peak of Mount Etna.
Are we about to go across this?
We're about to go across this.
This is amazing.
Its owner, John Moslet, had the genius to transform a crumbling vineyard into one of Italy's most glamorous vacation villas, befitted with an infinity pool, clay tennis court, and state-of-the-art Italian kitchen, where my family could hone our cannoli cooking skills.
What do you think? Yeah!
Beyond making ourselves at home in Sicily, we'll explore the renowned cities of Taormina and Siracusa, meet the woman who helped shape the Italian season of HBO's White Lotus, and sit down with the co-founder of the Thinking Traveler, whose company exclusively represents over 300 of the Mediterranean's top villas and has been named Best Villa Rental Company in the world, 8 years in a row.
It's been amazing to get the feedbacks from guests that keep coming with us.
So welcome to our newest adventure and step inside our home away from home. You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
Marina!
Hi, Marina. Hi, Michael.
Ciao, Michael.
Hello, Alison.
Ciao, Alison.
Thank you for having us to your beautiful home.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To our
Cheers, Marina.
extraordinary host.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you
Cheers to
for
you.
opening your home, and what a gorgeous one it is.
It's impeccably decorated. It's just so stunning from the inside to the outside. It's perfect. Cheers to you. Cheers to
Thank
you.
you. It's made with all my love.
You can tell. And it's been collected over years and years and years.
Yeah. My husband was collected all the pieces from everywhere in the world, South America, and also Tibet, Nepal, everywhere. The carpet in Afghanistan, in Pakistan.
And he traveled to all of these places?
Yeah.
So how long were you designing and renovating this home?
Now we start 20 years ago.
20 years ago?
No, before we lived all in this part with my son and my daughter. We are only 4. It was okay. It was enough. After we started to renew all the other one, we decided to have new children coming.
Yeah, you have grandchildren.
You have a big
now.
family.
It's you and the other guys
I
that
know.
come all over the world.
And it fits 28 people, and there's 12 bedrooms?
Yeah. I'm so sorry for my English, because I start to speak English with the guests. Then this is not enough to learn, really.
Your English is very good, Marina. I don't think you should worry about
You
it.
are like Pinocchio.
After unpacking our suitcases and settling in, we enjoyed a spectacular Mediterranean lunch with our hosts.
Ready, sit down?
Yes, this looks beautiful.
Perfect.
What a lunch.
I know. We are it's certainly a table among friends, and from the moment we walked through these doors, Marina just lit up with the biggest hugs, and so we're so excited to be here with you all and discovering the magic of this place.
What a wonderful way to kick off our stay here. Thank you so much for having us. Well, can you tell us what we're having for lunch today?
Couscous with vegetables. There is a standard caprese, so you have mozzarella on one side and tomato on the other one.
And also il pollo chicken with red pepper.
Marina is the epitome of Sicilian sophistication. She and her late husband, a renowned antiques dealer, traveled around the world sourcing original furniture and art for the villa. Before stepping inside, we strolled through its Eden-like garden with edible fruits and exotic flowers from every corner of the globe.
This has got to be one of the greatest pools in all of Europe here. And so you say June is like the month where you're busiest?
June is perfect.
Good.
It's always full. June, July, August, September, October, sometimes November. But November now is beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's still warm.
Yes, absolutely warm.
And especially with the nature around you, it's something where you can always...
No, it's fantastic because all the flowers, they start now to bloom and they continue all the season.
You can eat these?
Yeah.
They're
Try it.
fruit?
You should try it. Try it.
Oh, I can eat it now?
Yes, you don't die.
I know, I won't die.
You want to
You
try
want
one?
one too?
Look at this. It's like the Garden of Eden right here. You can literally just grab
Oh my
fruits
gosh.
right off there. What a find. Even James can't get enough. He'll never have Fruit Loops again. James, you gonna eat fresh fruit right from the vine here on out? I hope so, buddy. I hope so. More? More? Here you go, buddy. A little more. Well, this is spectacular. So this was a home you and your husband found antiques all around the world to fill these tables.
Of course. All pieces are is collected. This one is from Venice.
Ah, look at that. And it's all hand painted.
It's a papier peint. This is with paper. And this one, the pottery, the Sicilian.
Is that right?
Rocca.
They look old,
Yeah.
Quiet.
but very well preserved.
They are very old.
Lady,
This is you.
muy bella. I know.
I know.
I know. You look
45 years
beautiful.
ago.
It's amazing.
Look at this.
Everything is changed.
I love it to have photos displayed like this, so you really have a sense of the history of a home and a family.
That's the sister and brother of my husband. I'll show you my bedroom, my favorite.
This is
one.
beautiful, Marina.
It's
Unbelievable.
It's in front of the sea and the garden.
Wow.
Oh man, it's perfect garden you have. It's almost like an Eden, and the swim pool, and then the rustic farmhouses out there. I mean, it really is spectacular. Just
Right
incredible.
off the bedroom. I mean, you sit in bed, and this is what you look at.
Yeah, it's so. The best things is this when the sun is rising.
Well, maybe make her
You-
wake up
you-
early. She
you-
usually doesn't
you
wake
need-
up early, but maybe for you,
I'll
and
wake
for
up early
this,
for that,
Mediterranean
Marina.
sunrise, she'll
Yeah.
wake up for it.
But I love how you've decorated this room. It's so calming. And the art has, again, come from you and your husband from all over the world.
So this come from South America.
And then the rugs, too. They've got the beautiful floor.
And this is from Portugal.
And they're all different, but they all match, and they work together, and you've got also the stripes on the chair. It's so beautifully curated and collected. You have fresh flowers in every room.
Of course.
That's just part of your hospitality, isn't it?
Of course.
It just makes a room feel alive, I think.
Yeah.
And are these from the garden?
Yes.
Marina's son is now a prominent artist based in Milan, but his formative years were spent here in Sicily. Several of his large-scale paintings now adorn the villa's living room walls.
Hello. Well, thank you for showing us around.
Well, thank you for coming. and being
Very nice
here.
to meet you. I'm
How are
Michael.
you? Riccardo.
Ricardo, nice to meet you.
And we hear that you have some star pieces in this room.
Yeah, I'm quite lucky because sometimes when I need a place, I'm a painter, so when I need a place to send paintings I don't want to sell, I just give them to my mother, which is a good thing.
You're lucky.
To make a small
absolutely.
collection without having any regrets. I'm feeling, somehow generous. so we've got some of my works here in this room, in this house in general, but this is the main room because I'm quite egocentric, so I chose the biggest one.
Can fit it. And this is one of your pieces here?
Yeah, this is one of my pieces. I made it some years ago, 5 years ago, and it's inspired by a Goya painting, Goya the Spanish painter, and it's the family of Charles IV. And I work a lot with ancient paintings and work on them. And somehow it's just like working on, a musician who plays something that was written by another composer before him. So I like to express myself also in this confrontation with the past and the ancient. So, and this is made with pounders, and this was made after a period in which I worked a lot with photographs, and so I needed to do a painting with brushes. I mean, brushes and colors and more typical and ancient way of doing.
And what about this one behind us?
This is the last one. I think it just came here like 1 month ago, and luckily, because I didn't want to sell that. And and this is a technique I started not too long ago, and it was during the pandemic. And I needed really, how to say that, basic material and basic technique, and fast as well. So I started using bleach on fabrics. And so this is just made with this technique. It's just bleach and fabric. And also here I worked on another ancient painting, which is the painter is called Ribeira, is a Caravaggio style, more or less. And this is San Sebastian, who is being cured by the woman, and these two saints. And so maybe it had also something to do with that period, which was a little bit, you know, the atmosphere and everything was quite dark and everything. But I hope people who come here won't be scared as they usually are.
But it's sort of a full circle moment because you grew up in this house,
I grew
and then
up
to
here.
be able to have your art in the house now, it's special.
It's also a responsibility. I mean, it's full of furniture here that my parents bought during the years, and some of them are really, you know, quality stuff. Like there is that painting there is an old one, and then it's. And I've been used to see that, so exposing close to things that I grew up with and were bought by my parents or were family stuff, it's also a responsibility to me.
So you're in Milan, but you spent a lot of your formative years here in this house.
Yeah, sure.
What is it like coming home and kind of seeing the work that's happened over 20 years of this house's transformation?
Well, you know, it's really nice. I mean, many things have changed. There are some differences. When I left, it was just like a small, not so small, but a kind of family house. My parents started to have guests after me and my sister left. So I was 18-year-old when I went away. But seeing how things changes is also a nice thing to see that the house has got a life in its own. I know that there is this continuously people coming. Also when my sister and me are not here, there's just my mother, but there are people who are here, and also people who works here. So it's a way for the household always to be living and to go on, which is kind of nice to think. Also being abroad, and when I come here, of course it's. Of course, it's, as I said, it's a little bit different situation since from when I was here, but it's nice. It's.
The house has another life.
Yeah,
it
changed.
Keeps going.
Yeah, it's not exactly as you know, the idea of romantic house you left because it changed.
It evolves.
Yeah, it evolved in a different way, which is maybe better because I would feel, it would be quite. I wouldn't say sad, but to imagine my mother alone here. I mean, it's not a bad place, but now there is this chance to have many people around her, which is nice for me. So I got an excuse not to come back.
Now you have us, Martina, and our two kids.
How would you describe this home and its design?
How would I describe this? It's a part of me, a part of my life. Then each piece remembers me something. Where I bought, where we prepare, where we start to change. With my husband, or when I live alone without him, and yes, it's a part of me, absolutely.
Well, and it looks like everything that is in this home was picked with careful consideration, because it all works so perfectly together, and it's also storied. I mean, everything is from different parts of the world, but it melds so beautifully together.
Yes, it is. It's so easy. It was so easy.
Well, maybe it'd be so easy for you, but not for everybody.
It's kind of the story of Sicily in a way too, right? Where so many cultures, you were talking about the Arab influence and the Greeks and the Romans. This island tries to bring together the best of the Mediterranean.
Yeah, totally true. There is such a various place, the Sicily. It's got many different identities, and so maybe it's also in the people who grow up here and had also the chance to go abroad and visit other places. So you have got this tendency to collect things, to pick things from other culture, which in a certain way goes on with what you come from. For what you were saying, that Sicily is just a kind of mix between things. There are different cultures, so we are really used to go from, you know, like Greek or Arabic architecture in small space, and also the same thing considering the nature. The nature is so different. So it's a really extreme in somehow land. And, but the nice thing is to find the balance between all the things. Like maybe my parents did the same things in their way, for collecting and searching and having this enthusiasm, and then trying to make this place, you know, like it is now.
Well, it's just spectacular. Wow, this is something. What a fireplace.
How many fireplaces do you have in the house?
We have 4.
And this is just, this fireplace would heat the whole home. I mean, it goes back hundreds of years where you needed this as your main source of warmth for the whole home.
Yeah, you know, it was just like
the feeling is different.
The idea, it's to be around the fireplace. Of course, it's just like something. And after a while, you are there. You start watching that.
Yeah.
There's like well, it's not so beautiful to say, but considering people watching the TV, it's just the modern version of the people looking at the fireplace, which is much more interesting usually.
Nothing's more interesting than these Italian hats. I've always wanted to look like, I feel like I can't get away. Yeah, I'm no longer Americano, you know? True Italiano.
So when this house was built, it was the main house of the country, of the property, and all the property they used to produce grapes for the wine. So all these rooms where they worked the wine and the grapes and everything. And then when my parents came here, they just transformed it. But all this flora wasn't touched since at least a century. And I think when you were a child, because now everything changed, there are lemon trees and so there is not grape anymore. But when you were young, a young girl,
I remember.
You can still remember they used to do the wine, the grapes, and
Well, and this is quite the table. I bet you have lots of beautiful dinners around the table.
Yeah.
So when I was a child, we were 9 cousins, so it happens often to have these big Italian-style family meetings.
Meetings, that's funny.
And I feel like your mom was always the life of the party.
Yeah.
Look, even the radiator is painted orange.
Yeah.
I love it. No detail is overlooked here. Thank you so much for showing us your home today. We are very excited to have the 2 kids to explore over the next couple of days. So thank you for opening your home to us.
No, it's really a big pleasure. I'm so happy to meet you, to know your lovely family. I hope to see again. Why not?
Don't ask too much, Marina. You might get what you ask for.
Yeah, we need your wisdom and your understanding of this culture on our meals and everything else. We're excited to feast with you.
Ciao.
Thank you. Grazie.
Ciao.
In the subsequent days, we explored the hillside city of Taormina, with its meandering streets and Greco-Roman theater, which have charmed international travelers for centuries. The second season of HBO's White Lotus prominently featured the ancient town and its endless views of the Mediterranean seas. We even stopped in a pottery shop with a modern take on the famous Sicilian ceramic heads, with the colorful sculpture conveying elements of passion, jealousy, and betrayal. I even brought some home with me to New York City. While a walk through Sicilian streets can stir any traveler's imagination, one Sicilian woman felt inspired enough to start an entire company dedicated to preserving and sharing the island's most extraordinary homes. I had the chance to sit down with the brilliant and beautiful Rosella, who founded The Thinking Traveler with her husband Hugh over 20 years ago. Her company now exclusively represents over 250 of the most impressive vacation villas in the Mediterranean.
Hello, Rosella.
Hi, Alison. Welcome to the Arcangelo Olmo.
So, Rosella, you started the Thinking Traveler more than 20 years ago with your husband. What has been the most rewarding part of creating a company that so closely aligns with your passion of preserving beautiful homes and their histories?
There's been more than one. It's been the rewards of seeing Sicily at the very beginning and still now coming up as a destination for discerning clients, which was at the very beginning what we really wanted, because I had lived abroad, and 20 years ago really Sicily was known for pizza and pasta and there's so much more to discover. And it's been amazing to get the feedbacks from guests that keep coming with us and say that they would only trust us with the holidays because we make them special. In the other destination in the Med, where we expanded as well. And the gratifications we also get from the owners, because with our work, we help them preserving and improving very special places that otherwise would struggle to be what they are at the moment.
Well, this is one of your crown jewels
Exactly.
of the company. Tell us a little bit about the house that we're in today.
So the Arcangelo Olmo is still, after almost 20 years, by far one of the most desirable villas to be rented in Sicily for large groups, because obviously it has 12 rooms and it's fully serviced, and our collections have also smaller villas of different kind. But I think this is very special because it's a family home and it has so much history. The architecture is the typical architecture of this area. You will see the black lava stones everywhere, and every single piece is here for a reason. When we say that we choose properties with a soul, and this is probably one of the quintessential property that has a soul. And you'll see on the walls the paintings from Riccardo, the son of the owners, and Marina and Andrea, who passed away a couple of years ago. It was the Marchese di San Giuliano, had an incredible life, and they collected every single piece of furniture you see from all over the world. So it's
you can
special.
tell it's so layered and textured, and everything in this home probably has an incredible story behind it. And that's one thing that you look for when you're selecting homes to be part of the Thinking Traveler. You want them to have a story and you want them to have a soul. Is that something you feel the moment you walk into a home?
You do, very often you do, and you need to sometimes also look past some of the renovations that in some cases have been necessary. And if you fall in love with the location, very often the location is unique. This property is special because everything about it is unique, and the location is one of them. So you're between the sea and Mount Etna, and you're surrounded by lemon groves and citrus, and it's just, I think it's very special. So when we get in, you get that feeling that the location is very special, and then the owners have to be with us, and then the house has to be something that sets it apart from obviously a now flourishing offer of villas for rent.
When you started this company 20 years ago, this was considered your first child. You just put all of your efforts into it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And for the first 2 years, it was just me and Hugh just going around Sicily and discovering and during our hiking trips, just discovering these hidden gems around. And then our first child was born, and then we had 3 in the sequence whilst working, and they were part of our working life, really. We used to take them with us, and as you might have experienced, Sicilians love children. So
they do.
Going to a house and with a baby in the papoose and another one in the pushchair, they would come with us during the shootings. They were part of our shootings. We used them as not really as model. We would just experience what we wanted our clients to experience, and we would do it with our children. This is why we put together this what we called since the beginning Think Experiences. We wanted to allow our guests to have a beautiful holiday with the young children, and then the children kept growing, and then it was with the teenagers, and yeah.
Well, and we are here with our 2.5-year-old son James and our 6-month-old daughter Grace, and to watch James just light up as he walks through the home and discovers
different drawers that maybe he shouldn't be opening, but he is, and nothing has been broken. But you know, he's doing spins in front of the fireplace, and he's waking up and having these beautiful breakfasts that it's just, to see life through the eyes of a child is so special. I can see how it must have been really wonderful for you to bring your whole family along for these experiences as your children were growing up. Well, I have to say, you must have one of the best jobs in the world because you get to travel to these beautiful places and I'm sure test out some of these villas to make sure they are up to the quality that you want in the Thinking Traveler. So I don't know, it seems like maybe you've created a dream job for yourself.
Thank you. Well, we now have an amazing team that does that for us as well. So we are often more in London, a bit more behind the scenes, but yes, that's the case.
So one of the things that's so important to tout about the Thinking Traveler is that all of your 200 plus properties are exclusively available through you.
Yes, we say that we are the only key holders until we hand the key to our clients, our guests, and that allows us to invest in long-term partnership with the owners and really invest in the quality and ensure that we know the properties intimately and we can really recommend the best one for our guests. The other two important points are for us the service on the ground, the local teams in every destination. We have over 30 people in Greece and 20 in Sicily, 10 in Puglia and 5 in Corsica now. So yeah, if you think that we have just over 300 villas and almost 150 employees, most of which are in the regions, that gives you an idea of the really high-touch service with clients and the support to owners we give to ensure that everybody has a fantastic holiday with us.
Well, we felt it yesterday when we arrived. We had Federica here greeting us, walking us through the property, sharing history about the villa. So not only did we have her, but then we also had the owner, Marina, also greeting us. So we just felt like this incredible warmth of welcome when we arrived. And that's just a testament to the Thinking Traveler. So bravo.
Thank you.
Rosella and the villa owner Marina have been friends for decades, so Rosella decided to drop into the kitchen to say hello to the talented culinary team as they prepared Marina's birthday lunch.
Buongiorno, come state? Che bello rivedervi. Veramente bello rivedervi. Siete al lavoro?
Lei come sta?
Bene, grazie. Bene, grazie. So they're making lunch for Marina's birthday, so there's artichokes and those are the strawberries for the chocolate cake, and there's a beautiful quiche, and there's some rolls with swordfish, which is a Sicilian delicacy with pine nuts and sultanas.
So right now we're having a birthday lunch for Marina, our hostess at this beautiful villa where we're staying. And what's so special about this whole experience of being here rather than being at a hotel is that we get to immerse ourselves in Sicilian culture and really experience this family lunch that they have with risotto that's local. We've got flowers on the table that are from the garden. We're drinking wine from Mount Etna, which is just like the backdrop of this villa. So we just feel so lucky to be here with the family today, having this wonderful Italian lunch with them. And being a design enthusiast myself, I have to remark about the room itself, the beautiful orange walls with the plates that are decorating the walls that come from all over the world. Some are from China, some are from Italy, and then they've got these beautiful cabinets full of glassware and silver, and it's just so layered and storied and textured, and it's just such a treat to be here. So come with us to have some lunch.
We were thrilled to be able to feast alongside Marina and Rosella with such extraordinary food and service. The highlight was raising a glass to the woman whose family has presided over this villa for centuries. And James even had a little gift for her.
Grab that. They're chocolates.
Wow, I adore chocolate. You like chocolate? Yeah.
It's a little mouse chocolate.
Oh, how do you say mouse in Italian?
With a little tail. These are chocolates from the United States.
Very good.
Marina wasn't the only one celebrating a birthday. I surprised Michael with an evening boat excursion out on the Mediterranean where we took breathtaking views of Mount Etna. We ended the night with a fireside birthday feast. As you can see, we have made ourselves right at home here. James is in his pajamas doing twirls in front of the fireplace. We've got Mom and Dad here who are helping to watch the kids. And we're celebrating Michael's big birthday dinner. So cheers to Michael. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Grace, can you help me blow it out?
Can you help?
Oh my goodness, Grace.
You all have done such a good job. You're working hard today. All day.
Next, our family took an afternoon excursion to the shimmering seaside city of Siracusa, where Greek and Roman architecture meet. Our enthusiastic guide Alessandro shared ancient stories around every street corner.
Welcome to Syracuse, welcome to Sicily. This is the Maniace Castle, one of the most important highlights in Syracuse. And we are here in this beautiful day to speak about the history, the multi-thousand-year-old history of Syracuse. So Syracuse is something that you cannot miss when you are in Sicily, and when you are above all in this part of Sicily, which is the southeastern corner of our island. So come to Syracuse in order to discover the multi-layer urban context of this wonderful city, which is a really old city, a city that you are going to discover in depth through the help of some archaeologists that are also tour guides, and that are going to help you discover the multi-layer archaeological and architectural heritage of Syracuse. It is so important because everybody was here, everybody from the Greek period, when they founded this city, and they started a wonderful adventure, the Syracusan adventure, more than 2,700 years ago. And they arrived from far away, from the southern side of Greece. They crossed the Ionian Sea to found a new city, which became one of the most powerful city-states in South Italy.
The next morning, we ventured to a villa that has emerged as one of the crown jewels of the Thinking Travelers collection, Rocca del Contrade.
Wow. Hello,
Welcome.
John.
Hi, James.
James, can you say hello
Hi, welcome.
to John?
Nice to meet you.
Oh, hi.
Hi, welcome.
So nice to see you. Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. It's such a pleasure to
treat.
have you.
Thank you so
This
much.
is
What a
unbelievable.
spectacular spot.
Perhaps we'll go for a quick tour later and I'll show you.
Who's the dog? We need to meet the dog.
Oh, the dog is Nuvola. She's, that means cloud. It's the color of her fur.
You
I
seem
love
to be
it.
almost up in the clouds here on the top of the hill.
Exactly.
This
We're in a
is
very nice position here.
breathtaking.
We'll start with some refreshments.
Great.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Ben. You know I love cookies. You want to do cheers?
What about Mommy?
Wait. Cheers.
Oh, thank you, sweetie. These are homemade here too?
Yes, everything is homemade, so we make everything from scratch.
So some of the lemons are coming from right down the hill here.
Yes, yes. We're surrounded by lemon groves here.
This is pretty fresh. I might have to give her her first taste of lemonade.
How did you come to own this property?
Oh, it's a long story, but it was really by chance. And it was a ruin when we first found it. So we jumped the fence. We were in their neighborhood. We were looking for something, but not as big as this.
So you just saw it from the street?
We just saw it. It was not for sale.
And when you saw it, what did you think?
It was it was love at first sight.
Really?
Yeah. So it was this, we have to do it. It's too big for us, but we have to make it work somehow.
And then what was the process? So you saw it, you loved it. What did you do next?
Well, we had to find out who the owner was, which took a year. And then we had to negotiate the price, and that took another year.
How long had it sat vacant?
Probably since the 60s.
Really?
Since the late 60s. And by the time we got here, the roof had collapsed, you know, the lemon grove was abandoned, and so it was a really huge project.
And what was the restoration process like?
It took 4 years. As you say, you know, as one says, it takes twice as long as you plan, and it costs twice as much as you plan.
Is that true?
And it's true. I can tell you that.
But so worth it. I mean, this is paradise.
Yes. So after you finish, you forget about all the stress, you forget about all the frustration.
Yeah.
And someone says it's a little bit like childbirth. You know, you forget about the. I don't know if it's true because I'm not a woman, but you know.
Well, I did have a second one, so I think that it probably is a very accurate analogy.
Yes. So what's amazing about this place is the position that the house is built right on top of a hill, its own little rock, which is where the name derives from, Rocca delle Contrade. And so we have this panoramic view from the sea on this side all the way around to Etna on the back.
What does the name of the house mean?
So Rocca delle Contrade means Rocca, which is rock. Tre Contrade are like three small hamlets. So we're out on the middle of three hamlets.
I love the color of the home.
Yes, and this is the original color. So a lot of buildings in this area have this pink color, and it comes from the red earth below the lava flow. So they would dig underneath the lava, the frozen lava after an eruption, and the earth would be red.
Oh my gosh.
And they would mix it into the plaster, so you get the pink color.
How old is the home?
We think it was built around 1850 by a local aristocratic family. And they wouldn't live here, but because there was wine production here once. And so they would come during the harvest or in the summer. They would escape from the town or the city where they were living, and they would come here in the summer. And they would occupy the main floor, the upper floor. And then on the ground floor, there was production.
And to have the very color come right from the earth.
Yes.
Connects it all together.
Was that
amazing.
restored or that's been untouched?
No, that was restored. So we only used natural materials, old techniques. So it was really a restoration in every sense of the word.
That's wonderful. I mean, homes like this need people like you who restore them rather than.
It's all about passion, and it's
bet.
all about recognizing what you have and make the most of what you have and not try and make it something else than it is.
And what's so incredible is that it gets a second life. It had sort of been sitting empty.
Yes,
for
unfortunately in
50 years.
Sicily still a lot of properties are abandoned. Especially agricultural properties are abandoned because the agriculture has had a downturn, and people will tend to move to the towns and to the cities and abandon the countryside.
Are we about to go across this?
We're about to go across this.
This is amazing.
And it's exactly the way we found it. And this probably leads to where the baron who built this used to live, in the nearby town.
This is unbelievable.
And down here we have the pool.
You've created this modern masterpiece pool in the shadow of this gorgeous.
We tried to build it into the existing terraces with the lava stone walls so that it would fit in. But obviously I wanted this L shape because I like to come to the edge and dive into the pool. So everywhere we see lemon trees now, there used to be vineyards. And so there was wine production going on at the estate. And this is where they would bring the grapes in during the harvest. And they would be loaded into the palmento. It's called palmento in Sicilian, where the wine is made.
So much of the food that you serve to your guests is sourced from around these farms and beyond.
And
yes,
your own farm.
absolutely. Yes, we have our own kitchen garden, we have our herb garden, we have fruit trees, we have obviously lemon trees. We get our seafood from a local port. That's Dora's specialty, is the seafood, which is amazing. And so yes, everything is locally sourced, chilometro zero, as they say in Italy.
You have such lush vegetation here, and it all seems so diverse. What do you have on property?
It's amazing because it's always green all year round. And this is because of the volcano, because we get those clouds and we get the humidity and more rainfall than the rest of Sicily. So whereas the rest of Sicily has huge problems with droughts, we're very lucky here to have evergreen lemon trees all year round. So it's actually very, very beautiful. What you see now is what we see the whole summer. It's always green. And this panorama is just so stunning with the horizon and the sea in front of us.
So this entire wall is made of lava stone?
Yes, this is all lava, so this is pretty spectacular, very unusual. But you can see here how the house is actually built on top of the hill, and then they've built these ramparts of lava stone all the way around. So it's really positioned really high up
And it's all from Mount Etna.
This is all from Mount Etna. All of this stone was probably dug out right here when they were preparing the lemon groves. You know, what did they do with all the stones that they found? So they would use it as building material. And the pool is heated as well. So even off season, we can go for a swim. And you have Etna on one side and you swim towards the sea on the other side.
How does it feel though? How's the water?
It's warm. I love the shape of it.
You want to put one toe in?
It's just so structural and architectural. It's just
One toe in.
The idea is that you dive out in this direction into the lemon groves.
How many people can this home accommodate?
So we have 12 rooms, so up to 24 people.
But you have to
we've also added an annex with another 3 rooms, so we have a total of 15 rooms, up to 30 people.
So you probably have weddings here, you have anniversaries, big birthdays.
We have anniversaries, a lot of birthdays, a few small weddings. We limit the size of the weddings because we rent it out weekly on a weekly basis. We have a lot of multi-generational families coming to stay. Reunions, big groups of friends.
That's special.
Pooling together and coming and staying here. Perhaps people haven't seen each other for many years.
But I bet because this place is so spectacular, you have repeat people coming year after year who really feel like they want to make this place a home away from home.
We also have a lot of repeat guests, which is the biggest compliment we could ever get. People who start to see this as their holiday home.
Sure.
And they even come back every year. The same week, every year, for their special get-together or get-away.
And then you get to know them.
And we get to know them, and we remember their habits, we know what they like, we don't know what they don't like. Our staff is always the same, we don't have any turnover in staff, so it really creates an amazing atmosphere with the staff and the returning guests who know them, and they
becomes like family.
It becomes like family. Exactly.
So you bought this place how many years ago?
We bought the place in 2006.
Spent 4 years restoring it.
Spent 4 years restoring it and preparing for it. And then, so this is our 13th, 14th year of being active.
That's incredible.
And every year we add something new, you know?
Right now you're adding a spa. It's a surprise, you can't see it, but you're adding a bit of a spa.
Yes, yes. A few years ago we added the tennis court. So we're one of the few villas in Sicily with a private tennis court.
So you feel like even though you're coming to a private home, you feel like you're in a 5-star hotel?
Yes, absolutely. You have the same service as a 5-star hotel, but it's still a home. So all we strive for is that feels like your home for the week, for the duration of your stay.
Well, I can't wait to take a look at the inside. Should we head there next?
Let's go and see the inside.
Perfect. This is beautiful. How did you come up with the decor and the design of the home?
This is something we started doing as soon as we started the restoration. So the 4 years of restoration, we already collected antiques. We traveled around Italy, we traveled around France as well, and collected items and objects and armoires.
And did you want the house to sort of, I mean, the house is so old that you wanted the inside to sort of complement the outside?
We wanted to have a very informal atmosphere, like a home. You know, nothing too traditional. I'm Scandinavian, so you know we mixed a little bit of the antique. The structure itself, you know, speaks for itself. Exactly, these amazing lava arches, which are original.
Did they exist when you came in?
They existed. We've left them as they were. What we have restored are the vaulted ceilings, which were partially collapsed.
What was the state of the house when you stepped in here in 2006?
This was really a ruin. You know, the worst ruin you can imagine.
Really?
You could see the sky from in here. There were trees growing inside.
The whole roof had already collapsed.
There was no roof
And you
anymore.
said, let's take on this project.
Let's take on this project.
Did you ever have a moment during the restoration project when you thought, what have I done? This was a mistake?
No, I think once you start, you can't stop.
Yeah.
It has to go with the flow. It has to be done. you can't finish.
Well, it's like a work of art. You started from nothing and you sculpted it into this beautiful piece of artwork.
I can really tell you the story of every single piece of furniture, every single detail. I can tell the full story. So it's really a personal project as well. And as I said, you know, I'm Scandinavian, but this is in Sicily, so we've mixed, you know, the light colors of the north with the sort of the atmosphere of the south.
Well, not only is it stylish and chic, but also it looks like you can just sink in to every.
That's
like
the whole point.
The couch, you know, you're on vacation when
Yes.
you're here, so you
Yes.
don't want to have a chair that's too stiff. It's so comfortable.
And you know, with these big spaces, everything has to be oversized.
Yeah.
You know, you have to put in big pieces of furniture, otherwise they'll look too small. So we have big couches, big chairs, comfortable, you can sink in.
Yeah, get a book, take a nap.
And stay here for a weekend.
The only thing more spectacular than the pool at this villa might be its food. With a full kitchen staff and locally sourced ingredients, we were excited to make the most of our cooking adventure, starting with the famous pasta alla norma, and then on to the famous cannoli. Wow, James, look at this kitchen. This is about 6 times the size of our kitchen in New York City.
So this is Dora,
Dora!
Alison,
Dora! Nice to
Michael, and James.
Bellissimo! Ma quanto sei bello!
So we're gonna make some homemade pasta, and then we're gonna make Dora's famous cannoli.
And they're famous
and
from
we're gonna
Sicily.
have them for lunch.
Perfect.
Yes, the Sicilian cannoli. Okay, let's start with the pasta. So Dora's gonna show us how to make the pasta dough, first of all. So it's 1 kilo of semolina and 440 grams of water.
I didn't realize that pasta was only flour and water.
So this is the southern Italian tradition, whereas in northern Italy you also add eggs. So what we believe here is that the fewer ingredients, the better the food. So you can make the best dishes in the world with just 3 ingredients. Faccio veloce. This is Dora's recipe, and they're actually macaroni, and it's the one she makes at home for her family. And we're going to do it alla norma, which is the traditional pasta dish from Catania. Okay, you'll get 1 piece each.
Piccolino, tieni, per la tua gioia. Questa è la cosa che piace di più di tutte i bambini fare. Mia nipote appena arriva.
So roll it into a long sausage.
So like this, long sausage.
Sausage shape.
Like that.
Così?
Yeah, good job. Good job,
James.
Good job.
Amore.
Pushing,
Sì, così, bravo. Ecco, tu già
Look at James.
pronto.
Perfect. You did
The magic
Ce l'hai
of TV.
Qui va bene, è ok. Un pochino più sottile.
A little bit thinner.
Va
Okay,
bene.
little thinner.
Questo facciamo dei tocchetti così,
So we're going to cut it into small pieces like that.
Okay, I can do this.
così.
already messed up.
Va bene così. Va bene così. Ah, bravo.
Good
You
job.
did, well done. So this is what we use to make the macaroni. So this is actually from the old used umbrellas.
Outside?
No, that they cut.
Oh!
You know when you open the umbrella, you have
Yes.
the sticks? Okay, so they would reuse their old umbrellas to make these, to make the macaroni. So you put it at the middle of the little pillow,
Oh my gosh.
and then with your hand you roll it out, and then you pull it out.
This might take
Pull this
all
part. You
day.
go like this.
Eccolo qui. Guarda, visto già c'è un pochino.
Somehow I don't know what she's saying, but I do know what she's saying.
Bravo, così. Bravo. Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Gentle. Oh. Look, you did it. Can you see through it like a telescope? Hey.
Bravo.
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 You did a good one, James. Oh, you got to make enough to feed our whole family.
This is what you're having for lunch, so you have to get
That's right.
working.
Work for it.
Yes. Okay guys, you want to make cannoli?
Oh,
Sicilian
cannoli.
This is the famous Sicilian dessert.
This is the famous Sicilian dessert, and it's the authentic recipe that Dora got from a friend, from a grandmother of a friend of hers.
we're going to be sharing these recipes with you so you can make them at your house as well.
Sicily is very well known for all its pastry, and it's really a mix of different traditions coming from the Middle East, from the French, from the Spanish. What we do know about the Sicilian sweets is that a lot of them were made and invented in the monasteries, because they would receive sugar, eggs as gifts from the people, and they would make use of it to make sweets. So a lot of the sweets were actually invented in the monasteries. The cannoli comes from a place called Piana dei Albanesi, which is a town in the middle of Sicily. So this we're going to actually roll out as if it were pasta.
Di farina.
Using the pasta roller, the pasta machine.
Look at that.
Whoa!
Bravo. Va bene.
Are they trying to put
I
that
am
in your
a
bag?
sugar addict, so dessert is my favorite meal of the day. So I can't wait for this.
Wow. Turn it the other way.
Oh, that's okay. James, what do you think? Should you do a taste test?
You want to taste it? What do you think? Yeah!
It's the best cannoli I've ever had.
Dora, this is incredible. Grazie. The grand final step. Maybe the most important. Let it snow, James, let it snow. Oh, it's snowing like on Mount Etna. Right on top of the mountain of cannolis.
Bravo.
Yay! Bravo! Bravo!
One more. James, look at me, smile.
One for each. I'll split with James here. And much more dignified with the napkin there.
Oh, yeah, we might need this.
But I don't have one. I don't have one.
Unbelievable.
Oh, not my own one.
So I can see how you could have
own one.
5 of these.
Not my own one.
It tastes all the better when you see it made.
So good.
Of course,
flour.
when you've made it yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even the pistachios come from nearby.
Yes.
Every little bit of this food journey.
And the cream is sweet, but not too sweet.
Yeah, we reduce the sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's also part of the secret. So we'll share the recipe with you.
Please do. I don't know that I would be so good at making it as good as Dora is, but I'll try.
You have to
At least
try.
our viewers would like to know the recipe.
Grazie, Dora.
Grazie, Dora!
Grazie, Dora.
We rounded up our Sicilian adventure with yet another special meal, with ingredients largely sourced from surrounding farms and gardens. It was truly one of the most delicious meals of my life. Look at this, you guys. We made this. James.
Ready?
James is starting with the meatballs.
That we did not make. And what's this, John?
This is the caponata, also Dora's recipe. Caponata is like a Sicilian ratatouille.
Ooh, the white dress with the baby
There you
on the
go.
lap with easy access to red pasta sauce might have been a mistake. Do you have a favorite food, a favorite Sicilian
I
meal
think,
besides today's meal?
I think the seafood,
The
I must
seafood.
say, yes.
So this is the famous pasta dish, pasta alla norma,
Yes, pasta alla norma, the macaroni.
and this is what we made today earlier in the kitchen.
And we've added tomato sauce and fried aubergine and salted ricotta on top.
It's so delicious. John,
a toast to you. Thank you so much for welcoming us onto your beautiful property, into your home, into your kitchen.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So nice to have you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
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 I can't thank John, Marina, and Rosella enough for their extraordinary warmth and hospitality, truly making these Sicilian villas feel like a home away from home. Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.